Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Good Thursday evening, race fans. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and a live coverage of the F.U.N. Road to Pro Series. Tonight, Auto Club Speedway, the Moradness, 100 laps around this giant 2-mile D-shaped oval. It's bumpier in the washboard up the backstretch. And it is very fast through both ends in the corners. You carry a lot of speed at this racetrack. 26 drivers have checked in. Real quickly, we have a little bit of info for you. We have our semifinals in the in-season tournament. Bryn George versus William Curran. That ought to be interesting. The 45 and 81 going head-to-head. And then the 5 of Zach Ward and Brandon Fielder in the 39 will go head-to-head. Whoever finishes ahead of the other will continue on to next week's finale. I don't know if they're giving $1 million away or not. I'm not really sure. I did not ask. I don't know if you want to run over to Moradness for any of your sim racing gear needs. RTP 10 will be your discount code once you make your way over there. We'll have a stage break at lap 36. It's 100 laps tonight, like I said. So stage break at lap 36, unless we get a caution within just a lap or two of that. And then they'll extend it out, and they will run the stage break through the caution. Sorry, guys, I'm still setting a couple things up, and I have been fighting a little bit of some kind of stomach issue. They tell me I'm a little dehydrated. I'm on the fence about whether that's true or not, and they had me drink all this stuff and try to get electrolytes and everything else back in me, and it's kind of making me feel weird. So, well, let's see. Where is Mr. Caron at? He's down there, so he looks like he might be a little busy. Got a couple of minutes here. I don't know if you've been with us all week or not, but if you have, thank you very much for support. Huge shout out to everyone that has supported DSSN and DRN. Premier Setup Shops, Admin Box, SimWrapMarket.com, All-Star Graphics, everybody else that kind of helps us stay on the air and lets us find these amazing leagues to cover races for. I'm looking for, there he is. I want to talk to Mr. Ledger, so we're gonna mess with his head just a little, not too much. John Ledger, you got a copy? John, you there? Hello, John.
How's it going?
Wow, it's going well, sir. I got to ask you a couple of questions. One, we saw you had to get the backup car out. How does the backup car feel in relativity to the car that did about 852 flips down the front stretch a little bit ago?
Well, it doesn't feel as airborne, so that's always good, but it has some good speed in it.
Oh, it sure is quiet. I must be in the air. Yeah. I got to ask, new fire suit, new helmet, because it looked like it was a hell of a ride in the Vomit Comet.
Yeah, I had to step away for a little bit. I got out a bit dizzy.
I would imagine. It flipped hard, fast. You look like, Priest headed down the backstretch at Daytona a couple years ago.
Hopefully I don't keep that luck.
Yeah, hopefully not, man. What do you have expectations tonight? This place is big and fast. It's real bumpy up the backstretch, but you're going to carry so much speed everywhere else. Do you expect there to be a whole lot of drafting and late entry passes made?
Yeah, draft is going to play a key part to keeping the field bunched up. I think there's going to be a lot of passing, especially compared to Indianapolis last week. There's going to be a lot of side-by-side racing.
I think a pass would be better than anything that happens at Indy. That place was even bad in the NASCAR series. There's just no passing. These cars are so dependent on the aero under the car instead of over the car that it is hard to get good runs. I mean, I don't run the Cup car personally just because I don't like the way it drives, but is that kind of how it seems when you're out there? You just can't get the momentum that you really need to make a good pass.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. You couldn't get any momentum. You'd get in that gap of 0.5, 0.6 seconds and just be stuck there.
Well, what's the expectation tonight? We're going to put this thing in victory lane, right? Going to qualify P1 and then lead every lap?
Oh, yeah, I plan to be out front a lot.
All right, man. Well, we're going to wish you good luck. We'll put you back. Let's see. What are you in? Are you in JDM?
SEM.
SEM. Okay, yeah, you're right there beside it. All right, man. Appreciate you chatting with us. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, enjoy the race.
John Ledger, the 19th car, sitting right there. All right, that's going to do it. Practice coming to an end. Now it's time for qualifying. Like this racetrack. Always have liked this racetrack. Sorry that they turned it into a bunch of warehouses, but I'm glad that people keep it alive and keep running it on the service because it is really always really good racing. I don't know in this new Cup car how it's going to be, but it's always really good racing. In the trucks, and it's real good racing when you put the B car out here. The O'Reilly car. They used to have the Xfinity car and Busch car and all the other cars that it was beforehand. So That is Mr. Ledger rolling out right there. Let's see who else we got. We got Brandon George headed out in the 45 as well. He is one of the drivers in the in-race tournament still. He's going up against William Carn. Yeah. Where's the 5 car? He's not out there. But Brandon Fielder is out there in the 39. We saw Mr. Fielder get into a couple of scrapes last week at Indianapolis, but I think everybody talked all that out, worked it out. He is not going to enjoy that lap. He ticked the wall right there, and that's always bad news. There's the 81 car. Zach Ward still has not rolled out. Either way, full slate for next week. If you aren't already a subscriber over on YouTube and Twitch, make sure that you hit that button. And if you are on Facebook, like, share, and follow. Let everybody know where you're watching the best racing on the service. Right here on DSSN and DRN. All right. Daniel Green, 40.077. Quickest in qualifying right now. Zach Ward just rolling out here. He's not even on the clock yet. John Ledger, we talked to him pre-race. And he's not going to like that lap either. There's Wes Gallo. Ooh, a little loose on the bottom. Gallo's going to spin that thing out. Bryn George is going to come across the line. He was 12th. Where does he time in now? He does not move. So his first lap will be his quickest. Here's Ty Bostic. We had not seen him last week, but he did join the chat with us, which was really cool. First lap around for him. William Carr, 4th quick. His second lap will be his lap. It's still Daniel Green. 40.077 as your quickest right now. Zach Ward on his first lap was 8th quick. We'll see. He's on lap number 2. We'll see what he can do here if he picks things up. You can see the car bouncing down this backstretch. Through 3 and 4. Bostic second quick, and he just missed it. 6/1000ths of a second. 4.083 for Bostic. He barely missed it. Zach Ward will move up 1 spot to the 8th position. Bostic on lap number 2. We'll see if he can pick those 8/1000ths up. Handful of drivers not taking time. Smith, Watts, Goodall, and Olson. Oh, car sideways. That's going to cost you time. He is not probably going to pick up. He would have had to been over a 10th ahead right there. 63 on lap number 2, and he gets it shut down pretty quickly. Logan Feger did not put a lap in that scored time. He is couple 3 laps into this qualifying session, just getting some extra practice laps in, but did not score a time. I don't think anybody else is going to have time to get out there and get 2 laps in. Looks like Daniel Green, Ty Bostic will have the front row here this evening to kick things off. Guys, do not be afraid to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know who you're cheering for. So it's official now. Green is your quick qualifier here at Auto Club this evening. And we will waste no time moving these drivers right down, right to the grid as they start getting ready. Daniel Green and Ty Bostic, the 99 and 22. side by side on the front row. Philip Beaver in the 60. And we talked to the 19 of John Ledger pre-race. He's going to try to go out and lead some laps and see if he can't take that thing straight to victory lane. William Carn, the 81. Jeff Nairn in the 27, make up row 3, our fourth row. Greg Stone in the 3. Zach Ward in the 5, so a couple of single-digit drivers starting 7th and 8th. Brandon Fielder in the 39 and Chandler Chabot in the 66 in row 5. Our 6th row has the 78 of Tristan Bass inside and Wes Gallo in the 07 on the outside of that row. And then it'll be Steve Moorman and Joe Tardif, the 26 and 23 side by side back in row number 7. Row 8 is Justin Moyers, the 11, and Jeffrey Belk in the 55. And we'll find the 10 of Mark Ward next to the 45 of Bryn George back in row number 9. Row 10 is Matt Karakoff and Thomas Martin, the 36 and the 00 side by side there. Austin Combs in the 15, Eric Olson, the 64. They're row number 11. Our 12th row is Duke Smith, the 17, and Corey Goodall in the 333s. And your final row, Logan Fager and David Watts, the 21 and the 54. "100 times around." Stage break right around lap 36. Twenty 25 driver, 26. I think something happened to Karakoff's car, and he went back to the pits. He may start from the pits. I'm not exactly sure. They got him on pit road, so. All right. Pace car is going to dump out of the way down here in turn 4. We'll wait till we get to the start zone, and we will be ready to kick off the F.U.N. Road to Pro Moradness 200. Again, go to Moradness. Look at all the sim racing gear they have. RTP10 is your discount code. Go use it.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. We're underway. A little pushing on the inside there. Rows 2 and 3 trying to get together. Outside, I thought they were going to stay together, the 22 and the 19, but they drifted just a little bit apart getting into the corner. And that is going to put us in a drag race up the backstretch. Bostic on the high side, Green on the inside. Going to be too close to call till we get off the corner. I think that outside line may have enough momentum. And he lost a little right there, slid up the track a little bit. And Bostic finally going to get a push, and he'll lead lap number 1. So they came back together just like they did at the very drop of the green flag. And Ledger pushes Bostic clear of the field. Now he goes way wide, and he's going to go after Bostic on the outside. So good run through turns 1 and 2 after the push is going to move the 19 car out to the point. There comes the 81 of Will Carrin right behind. And now he's side by side with that 22 of Bostic. Ledger leads the lap. Carrin second. Bostic was third. Green moved to the outside. He's trying to get that high line momentum. Oh, car into the fence. That was the 60 of Philip Beaver that bumped the fence coming out of turn 2. I don't know if the car got loose or tight, but it looked like he got up there and bumped that fence pretty good. There's Zach Ward in the 5. Runs in 7th at the moment. I don't think this stuff up front's been quite decided. Front 3 now, the front 4 get in line. 5th and 6th as well. Philip Beaver did get the 60 car back in line. I don't see a lot of damage on the right side. He may give up spot here to Brandon Fielder because the 39 is rolling the high side, and that has worked for everyone that's gone up there thus far. And it does work for Fielder. Couple of cars down on the bottom That was Wes Gallo and Zach Ward getting pretty tight together, headed up the backstretch down the inside. And they are racing all over the place. Not too strung out yet. Everybody's still together on the backstretch. Karin still out front. Can't get away. He said we'd see some drafting. I feel like he was pretty right. Looking here at Wes Gallo in the 07. I thought for a second he'd be the meat and the sandwich right there. He was going to have one high, one low. Now Will Karin to the lead. '81 car out front. Well, he got by and he had a heck of a run because he opened up about 6 car lengths. On ledger right there. Daniel Green has been pretty much married to the high side since he was able to get up there. And he had a pretty good run up to the back bumper of that 19. He may have a real good run here through 1 and 2. Didn't materialize. Gave up about 5 car lengths. Jeff Narin now a couple of spots up from his starting position. He's going to run in the 4 spot in the 27. They're side by side behind that. Zach Ward on the bottom and the 22 of Ty Bostic. Right in the middle of the track, 22 with just what looked like a little bitty wiggle right there. And he gets a push from Fielder to get around Ward. And now Fielder will clear the 5 cars. So he's up to 6th. Ward is 7th. Gallo, Belk, and Beaver back in 10th. Greg Stone right behind that. Runs there in 11th in the 3 car. Then Chabot in the 66. I saw a dive to the inside. Beaver got a couple of cars. They broke their momentum out of 4, and on the front stretch, he was able to get 2 of them. From the exit of turn 4 to the entry of turn 1 right there. He got Belk and Stone. Let's go further back. Joe Tardif behind Bryn George. Bryn George is 13th. Then Martin, Bass, Mormon. That's 17th place. That's Eric Olson in that 64. Ooh. Contentious moment right there. Contact between the 64 and I think the 10 car getting down in the corner. A little pucker factor moment right there. And Olson is going to drop all the way to 21st. Justin Moyer, Logan Feger, Austin Combs, David Watt, and there's Matt Kerkhoffey. He is way back. Did start from the pits, and he runs about 18 seconds off the lead. He just needs to make it to lap 36, and then all of that will be erased for him. Ten laps in the books. Karin and Green are nose to tail, and they are doing a little bump drafting on these straightaways to try to get themselves away from the field. But you got a 6-car breakaway because Bostic is the last of those 6 cars, and it is a big gap. It is nearly a second back to Philip Beaver in that 60 car. Bostic was coming up the hill, had to breathe the throttle, saw the flames shoot out of the side of the car, and that's going to cost him a lot of momentum. And Jeff Nairn nicked the fence coming off of 4, and that allowed Brandon Fielder to take advantage of the broken momentum there and make a pass. Fielder's up to 4th now. See another car. Just brushed the fence on the outside. Going to go back here. I want to say it wasn't Belk. It was Wes Gallo in the 07 that looked like he nicked the fence right there. Hello, Marty. I don't know how long you've been in the chat, but thank you for speaking up. Last week the chat got pretty lively. I kind of been expecting it to start lively tonight, so y'all get busy in there. Carin's still out front. He and Green running vastly different lines through the corners. Carin's going to the bottom and Green is going to the top in 1 and 2. Then they come back together on the straightaways. That looks like Zach Ward was trying to make a pass on Philip Beaver, and he'll get it done on the entry to 3. Beaver caught a little white line. You saw that right rear step out just a tiny bit. Fuel window on these cars is about 25 to 30 laps, and 30 is going to be a little bit of a stretch. So at 100, they'll have 3 pit stops. Well, let's see how we're doing right now. Will Carin out front. Well, he's not out front now. He just got passed. Just got passed by the 99 of Green. So he is second, and his in-race tournament competitor, Bryn George. Well, Bryn George is 13th at the moment. And then Zach Ward and Brandon Fielder. Fielder, about 2 spots ahead. He's 3rd, and Ward is 6th right now in the early going of this one. So the in-season tournament. Semifinals. Green won the pole. Gave up the lead for a little while. He's taking it back now. And they better both look up, Green and Carin, because Fielder has closed it in. And it is now a 3-car battle for the lead. Ledger kind of alone there in that 4 spot. No one too close up behind him. And he's about a second behind those guys in front. But I think this pack right behind the 19 is going to reel him in. And when they all get together, they might be able to run these guys up front down. Oh, brush of the fence from the 81. And Fielder does not ever waste these opportunities. He will come right at you. You showed a weakness, and he goes right across the nose of the 81, puts some dirty air there. And he'll take over the 2nd spot. Ledger's going to have company any moment now. About 0.3 of a second. Nairn is bringing Ward with him. Bostic is right behind them. Kind of starting to spread out a little bit on the racetrack. Everybody choosing different lines. I think everybody just wants clean air right now. If you get clean air across the nose of the car, it'll actually turn. If you stay tucked in behind somebody, it's a recipe for disaster. It'll kill your right side tires, and it'll make you walk the hill. 3 wide behind that. Belk was way outside. Chabot was in the middle, and Beaver was at the bottom, and Beaver lost a lot of momentum. I think the car got free with him down there on the very inside line. He might have touched that white stripe down there. And the car just got a tiny bit loose with him. He lost some ground to the guys in front. Pass. Bryn George on Greg Stone, and that did not come to fruition. He got alongside, just didn't have enough momentum. We talked about that in the opening with Ledger. So we'll start lap 20 here. We are inside 10 laps to pit stops. Green flag pit stops make all the difference. Side by side back here, Zach Ward now alongside Ledger. That is a battle for the 4th spot. They were too wide, too deep for just a moment. And Ward trying to get another spot out of it. He's clear for a moment. 19 car got a big run. He'll get back alongside. It is hard to keep a solo run on the inside with momentum enough to hold that outside line off right now. They almost got side by side again. This time Ward finds the opening and slides it back in front of Gallo and right behind Ledger. I saw Carrot Coffee was in the pits. That's why he's shown as having made a pit stop, because he started from the pits. So that's not accurate. We'll have to wait and see. We're still somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 8 laps until pit stops are mandatory, because you're going to run out of fuel. There might be a couple of guys that can make it just a little further. I don't think anybody's making it 33 laps. You'd really have to have been pedaling, and you'd be a great distance behind, and it probably wouldn't work out for you. One extra pit stop that far behind, because you can get on and off pit road without losing a lap here if you're near the front. Green fielder, Karin, Ward and Gallo. And Ward and Gallo, well, I don't think they're done racing each other. They almost were side by side, and then Ledger dipped out. And prevented the 07 from moving. Behind that, these guys aren't scared to ride side by side. Jeff Nairn in the 27, leading Jeffrey Belkin the 55, and Chandler Chabot in the 66, as he's going around the top side trying to get past Tardif. There's Ty Bostic, started on the front row. He's sitting back here 10th right now. And he's going to be the first car to duck off and head for pit road. I think that's a little early, but he may be trying to undercut this group. And he may make his last run his long run, so he'll head down. We'll see if that entices or induces some people to start making stops. Green, Fielder, and Karin still 1, 2, 3, and they are about 1.7 seconds ahead of Zach Ward and Wes Gallo, who are now nose to tail. They're just trying to close the gap before we hit pit road, I think. So Bostic in and out now, and he is going to lose a lap, but he was about 12 seconds, maybe 10 seconds off the pace before the pit stop. Now he'll blend in here between cars, between Karin and I think Ward. Now he may not get all the way up to speed. He's going to go all the way up on the racetrack, and he may get there. Make these guys have to work to the inside of him. And for Zach Ward, it just made him have to run a different line. That opened the door. Oh, he's going to go ahead and come to pit road. So there's the second and third cars. As Karin is in as well. Chabot and Bryn George also. This side 26 is their lap. So green flag pit stop cycle has started. That puts Green and Fielder 2 seconds ahead of Gallo, 3 seconds ahead of Ledger. Nairn now trying to work around Ledger. We're going to see pit stops going Our leaders are going to have to go pretty quick. And there's the 99. He hasn't run the bottom pretty much the entire race. You know he's coming to pit road. And Fielder will take another lap. Ward and company rolling off of pit road. Leader will go by him, but they'll be right behind him. There went Bostic past these guys. Green, Ledger, Beaver, Smith. That's Duke Smith in the 17 heading for his stall. Here comes a couple of more. This is Justin Moyer and Matt Kerkhoffey, who started in the pits. We almost had an incident right there. Woo! Duke Smith coming out. And Moyer was going in, and they almost touched. Fielder is staying out. Bostic just passed him to put himself back on the lead lap. And Fielder decided to pull the draft. There's John Ledger in the 19. And Daniel Green is right in front of him in the 60. Won't be surprised if the 39 has to come to pit road right here. And he is going to do a late brake job. Get that 39 car down to pit road speed. Jeffrey Belk follows him in the 55. Mormon headed out in the 26, and David Watt in the 54 is still sitting on pit road. So now it's Gallo, Narin, and Tardif, the top three. And Eric Olson in fourth. Those four drivers have not pitted at this moment. We'll see if the 07 of Gallo heads for pit road. He's way down on the bottom. Gotta feel, yeah, he's coming. So is Jeff Narin. Is Joe Tardif. Joe Tardif is going to go get a lap lad in that 23 car. And Eric Olson is coming around. Looks like he's going to head for pit road. So Tardif will be the very last car to pit in the cycle. Unless Logan Fager hasn't pitted. Logan Fager has not pitted. I missed one. Now the 21 comes in. So Karin on and off pit road had the lead until this moment. And now Fielder will go right back around him. And the next time we come by, Fielder should be your leader, Karin, and then Bostic back to third. Gallo is going to roll out. He's going to lose a bunch of spots. He was fourth when I looked at the pylon. He's probably going to be about eighth by the time we get this all worked out here. Because there comes Zach Ward. Here comes John Ledger. He may be able to get in front of the 19, so he will slot himself back in seventh. Tardif on pit road and into his stall as your new leader will be coming out of turn number 4. The 15 of Austin Combs sandwiched between your leader and second and third right now in that number 15. And I think Bostic had a shot to get by, and it just immaterial. A lot of guys coming out. They're going to slot in right around our leaders. Now it was the 54 of David Watts right there. And he was right in amongst the leaders for just a moment. 21 of Logan Fager also in that group. Well, we cycle through the pit stops. Fielder, Bostic, Karin, Green, Ward, Gallo, Ledger, Stone, Narin, and Tardif. The top 10. And from first to 10th, it's almost 6 seconds now. Fielder getting a tow from the 15 of Combs. Combs is the very last car on the lead lap, and here comes Bostic. Tried to take the lead away, couldn't quite get it done. Now will surge by on the bottom of the racetrack. And he cleared Fielder by a quarter of a second right there. Now he'll have to deal with the lap car of Combs. Combs is just fighting. We're 3 laps from the stage break, and Combs is just fighting to stay on the lead lap and not have to take that wave around, that lucky dog. He needs to stay there for 3 more circuits, and then we'll catch our stage break. Fielder got way wide, almost got into the fence up there. Daniel Green was right there. Here comes the 21 of Feger, and he wants to get up there and try to get that lap back as well in the next 2 laps. All he's got to do is pass 3 cars. And that don't sound like that big a deal, but it is a huge deal. As hard as it is to pass here. And now Bostic gets around Combs. And so that will put pressure on Combs to have to race the 21, and that slowed him up right there when the 39 got across his nose. Oh, and now they're going to get together. Damage to the left front of the 39. We're going to stay green, right side of the 15. Very hurt. And I think the steering might be broke on that car. He's in a lot of trouble here. He is going to have to make a lap limping, getting around here so he can get to pit road and try to get that thing fixed. Luckily, he'll have the stage brake for it. That gives the 21 of Logan Feger the opportunity to be the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap at the stage brake. But Bostic is clear of green by 3/4 of a second, and then Ward third. Fielder after the incident is going to be 4th, and Karin is 5th, and there's our stage brake caution. Thomas Martin, trouble for the 36. He spun the car and he's down on the bottom. Let's go see what happened here. Oh my, we're going to have to rewind this. It looked like 333 just kept moving to the right, moving to the right, moving to the right. Got the 36 turned around, but he didn't hit anything. 333 of Corey Goodall, not as lucky. So everybody will be heading back to pit road. We have only put about 8 to 10 laps on tires, but they will go right back to pit road. 21 of Feger should get ready to pull out, take his lucky dog, and race around. And then he will pit afterwards. And now he should get the signal to go ahead and roll by that pace car. Maybe not. Everybody is on pit road. In fact, Goodall just made it in there. Moyer's headed in. Here comes the 00 of Matt Carrot Coffee. He may stay out. He may try to take a waiver. I don't know. He may be too tardy to the party. And then there goes Feger. Finally got that wave around. And now we get into pit road in the right order. So cars coming out, the Mad Dash. Bostic, Karin, Ward, Fielder, Green, Gallo, Stone, Ledger, Nairn, Tardif. The top 10. Bryn George 11th. What does that set up for our in race? Well, Karin is still ahead of George. And Zach Ward now ahead of Fielder, but they're going to start side by side on the restart here. We have yet to have an actual caution, but this is our stage break. We'll see if these guys can rip off about another 62 laps without a yellow here. Thomas Martin is who you're here for, huh? Yeah. 19th right now. There is the 36 car. He was involved in that incident with Goodall just a little bit ago. Goodall rolling around. Looks like they got the fenders fairly square. I don't know if he had any suspension damage or not, but he is back out here rolling, and they've pulled most of the wrinkles out of the fenders on that car. So we'll see if the 333 can get something rolling here. All right, doubled up. We are ready to get back to it. Final stage. Going to be 61 laps officially. Bostic, Carr, Fielder, Ward, Gallo, Green, Ledger, Tardif, Stone, and Nairn are the top 10 on this restart. Bostic was good at the end of that run. Karn and Fielder have both been out front. Zach Ward has led a lap during pit stops, the green flag pit stop exchange, but has run inside the top 6, 7, 8 cars the entire time. Oh, and he's going to get turned in front of the field off the nose of what I think is the 60.
Caution is out.
Yeah, we're going to go back. We're going to find Zach Ward. We're going to just back this up because the caution, yeah, the 99, I'm sorry. It's off the 99. Push, push, push. Yep, he got up against the 81 and it just lifted the car in the back end and made it step out. No damage to him. But you know what they say, cautions breed cautions, and when restarts, you got to try to get everything you can, and everybody's pushing and shoving right there, so. Troubles for the 00. He started from the pits, and I don't know if there was some kind of an issue, but now both Mark Ward and Matt Karakoffey are out of this race. So let's real quick take a peek at who we got around. Wes Gallo, you got a copy?
I sure do. How goes it?
Well, it looks like it goes pretty fast and bumpy out there for you guys. Up here in the booth, I'm pretty smooth, but you guys have got a lot to deal with, a lot of speed, a lot of drafting, and a little close quarters racing, and the bumps down the backstretch have to just be absolutely teeth-shattering.
When you're looking for the bumps, it almost feels like you're hitting jumps, but once you're kind of in the zone and kind of planning on what to do in 3-4, you start to kind of tune them out after a while. But when you first start running here, it feels like a bobblehead.
Yeah, this place is big and wide and fast, and I was saying in the opening to the show that the bumps up and down the backstretch are probably the biggest obstacle because the corners, even though they're not super banked, you can run pretty much from top to bottom. It's about finding that momentum because these cars make it very hard to pass if you don't have a big momentum run.
You do, yeah. I'm finding a lot of success kind of trying to stay towards the top. The rear end of the car likes to step out closer to the bottom, at least that I get. So I'm kind of trying to give it up on entrance and get as much as I can down the backstretch. In 1 and 2, there is a good bit of bumps at the very wall, so you kind of gotta navigate those a little bit when you're running high, though.
Well, you're going to have about 56 or 57 laps when we get back to the green here. What's it going to take to put that 07 in victory lane tonight?
I'm going to need a little bit of luck, see if I can get the old 81, the old 39, my buddy there to wreck each other, and I might be able to glide my way through. But we're largely here for points. Hopefully, see if I can get a top 3 to top 5 and see if we can eke out a win. But I've got some good competition here.
All right, man. Well, good luck out there. Keep all the rubber down on the raceway, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you at the end of the night.
Appreciate it. I got the 2023 Kyle Busch Auto Club throwback on, so maybe we got some good luck here.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
I think that's where he was. I don't remember. I might have put him in the wrong room. Let me ask him real quick. Hey, did I put you in the right room?
Yes, I was in
Okay.
EGR. Yep.
Okay. Had to double check. I thought that's where I picked him up, but sometimes these rooms are so close to each other that I get the wrong guy. So we're extending the caution another lap. We got drivers trying to get on and off pit road here. Goodall getting some more work done. Yeah, there's just a little bitty crease at the right in front of the right front tire, I think. That's what it looked like as he was rolling. That shadow is kind of weird. Fielder on the outside, Karin on the inside of the front row. So these two have locked up nose to tail on multiple occasions in both orders, 81, 39, 39, 81. That'll extend us out. We'll go one more lap, so about 56 laps when we take the green. Which that will make this very interesting. Because if it was more like 60 to 61, there might have to be a splash and go for a lot of guys. But as it is now, this should get us really close to being in the window to make it on one more stop for a lot of these drivers. While we got a moment, I'll remind everybody about next week. Monday night, Digital Sim Racing League Kings Roadhouse Truck Series presented by Midwest Barbecue Equipment. Season finale, Homestead Miami Speedway. Crown a champion on Monday night. And then on Tuesday night, True Southern Florida Living Stock Car Series presented by Beef O'Brady's. They will also be at Homestead to close out the season. We'll crown a champion there. Wednesday night, they head for Kansas. The Midwest Truck Series. Getting close to mid-season for them. It's round number 5, I believe. And Garrett Boyd will be looking to go 3 in a row if he can get it done at Kansas. That boy's been on a streak. 5 out of his last 6 races have ended in a podium, 3 of those on top of the podium. But the lights are off on the pace car here. We're going to get things restarted. 56 laps to go. Man, that is just almost exactly the number. 56, about 25 to 30, so 28 should be in that window. We will get that pesky pace car out from in front of the field. We did have, and I didn't cover it earlier, the power rankings. I know Karin was at the top of the power rankings. And here he is on the front row. So
green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Good start for Fielder. That outside, if Karin can't get ahead of him by 2-3 car lengths, getting down here through 1 and 2, coming up to speed, Fielder will have that 3 car length lead coming out of the corner. And Karin got a great run from the center out. He's going to be side by side with Fielder. Wrecking behind, big time wreck. I don't know who to say. Thomas Martin maybe is going to be part of this. Oh, yeah. Car high. Just come up the track, got into Chabot. Not a ton of damage. Right front corner. Going to have some flat tires. Yeah, right front corner. Let's see if they can get that all pulled out for him. Get fresh rubbers on there. So a little bit of yellow fever going on here. We went that first segment there. with no cautions. And now we kicked the stage break and have had 2 successive cautions within the last 10 laps. So we'll bunch them back up. I almost guarantee you we should see some drivers head to the pits and do some splash and goes right here just to make sure they have enough. Who is that? I don't know who that is, Endurance. A lot of drivers on pit road. Oh, Matt, you were at the very back. I don't even see where you actually had a crash. Looking back. Yeah, we green flagged it. Well, let's see if we can rewind and go find that real quick. This is the restart where Zach Ward gets turned right up here in front of the field. Oh, my. Yeah, you did get kind of squatted. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to shorten your night real quick. Yeah, that'll shorten your night post-haste right there. We didn't even see all that back there. Justin Smith in the chat. Welcome in on the Facebook. Now I know all 3 platforms are live. Appreciate it. So caution number 3, and this has all happened in about the last 12 laps since we took the stage break around lap 35, 36. The 2 cautions pretty quickly. A couple of cars on the hook. Chabot also went in for that little bit of damage that he picked up. Gotcha. Well, tough night, man. Let's get ready to restart this thing again. And once again, Fielder takes the outside. It's the way to go because that outside has the momentum, and if the car on the inside is even with you through turns 1 and 2, you're going to have a huge advantage coming off the corner. Now, the last time, Karin got a fantastic run up out of the corner, but I still think that the 39 of Fielder was going to get the advantage down in 3 and 4. Oh. If I don't sound as enthusiastic, like I said at the outset, I find a little bit of a stomach issue, and I think we got it under control, but I still get a little crampy every now and then, and it's just uncomfortable sitting. All right, we're ready to go back to green flagger racing. We'll see if Fielder gets a little different launch this time. They're in the zone. The green flag flies. And it looks like we're going to stay side by side here. Spreading out from the top to the bottom. And they're still side by side coming off the corner. Fielder may have the advantage here. Yeah, and he's going to get the run, get right in front of Will Karin right there. Gallo still third. Joe Tardif, though, in that 23. Big run through 3 and 4. Not quite enough to take the spot. And oh, my goodness, a big, long blink out of the 23. Whee! That's scary for the drivers behind. Daniel Green started on the pole. Currently running 5th. Here comes Bryn George. And Bryn George and Will Karn are head-to-head in the in-season tournament. And right now, Karn close to the front. I saw Ty Bostic go up and then immediately drop down because the 19 of John Ledger put his nose on that right rear corner. And then Zach Ward put the whole car down the left side of the 22. So Ward now up to the 8th spot. We're getting single filed out, but Bostic is going to go right back after Ward. Bryn George in the 45 with a run on the outside out of 4 alongside Daniel Green. That'll be for the 4th spot. I'm sorry, make it for the 6th spot. And the run up the backstretch, he should have the advantage, should be able to clear. Fielder has a pretty big gap on Karn right now. It's 3/4 of a second. Wes Gallo, Joe Tardif, Doug Stone back through 5th, but Brandon Fielder, he is stretching it out right now. Zach Ward still trying to go forward. He'll go around Bryn George here and maybe Greg Stone. Stone had enough momentum. Off the outside of turn 2, he'll keep his 5th position, at least for the time being. I saw Ledger back there on the outside. He's got a row of cars behind him that are up there. Car into the fence. Was that Zach Ward? No, it was not. It was John Ledger, I think, that might have brushed the fence coming out of 4. Side by side at 10th place. Bostic and Moyer side by side. Beaver and Green side by side. Bass and Mormon side by side. Up the backstretch. The cars on the outside just have enough momentum that they can make that side by side disappear. And if you don't slide in behind, you might be in trouble in the next corner, because the guy behind you may get that run if he stays to the high side, and you may lose not just 1 but 2 spots trying to race the cars that have that advantage right now. At a point, the top should slow down a little bit. Should get enough rubber up there. But these guys are running from top to bottom of the racetrack, and it may end up that the whole track stays even all the way through. The gap at the front starting to close down a little bit. It is down to under 0.6 of a second. Zach Ward now around Joe Tardif. He's up to 4th. Greg Stone's got a mirror full of the 45 of Bryn George. Coming out of turn 2, George got right to the bumper of the 3 car. He's going to get right to the bumper again through 3 and 4. It's a good battle for 6th and 7th. Side by side behind that, the 22 of Bostic right alongside a Ledger in the 19. As Bryn George with a big drive down into 3 and 4. He'll clear the 3 car of Stone, put Stone 3 wide as Ledger had an enormous run on the outside of turns 3 and 4. He's going to go 3 for 1 right there. He got Bostic, got Stone, and got George. All coming through turns 3 and 4. Now he is up to the 6th spot. Back up front, top 2 starting to break away from 3rd place. Zach Ward as Ward got around Gallo right there while we were watching that battle a little deeper in the field. Well, your boy's back on track. Car's pretty tore up on the left front, it looks like. Well, maybe that's just the wrap that's on it. Makes it look like it's all wrinkled up. But he is out there. He's about 5 laps down. 4 officially. But he's making the laps. He just needs some cautions, and I think it's spread out as everybody's getting. That may not be. On the menu tonight.
All right, man.
Caution! Let's go see what happened here. Already down on the infield, and let's go find out what happened to the 17. Man, this has happened way back there. It didn't bring the caution out until he slid back across the track there. We're going to see. Got a little loose in front of a couple of cars there. Narron was one of them, and Goodall was the other. And I think he's trying to bring it back to the racing service, and the car just gets away from him again. Older, hot tires. He's going to try to get it going, and the car's just going to keep spinning out on him. There's what brought the caution finally out. So we're going to slow things down for the 4th time. You're going to be about 40 laps from the end. David Watts should be our lucky dog in the 54. That will put him back on the lead lap in 23rd. And then Martin, 4 laps down. He'll might stay out. We're going to look and see here. Well, yeah, he's staying out. Couldn't pit on the first go around anyway because of the closed pits. A lot of cars on pit road. We'll watch Will Carrin, and then we will move around. These guys are coming in from everywhere. Who's going to be the first off pit road? Well, once again, the 39 gets everybody. Ledger up to 2nd. Ward is still 3rd. Tardif is 4th. Carrin went from 2nd to 8th off pit road. He may be trying to be sneaky, give up the spots now, and only take a splash of fuel and maybe some right side tires on the last and make a very short pit stop when some of these other guys took 2 tires here to gain track position, and they may not be able to take 2 the next time. But Fielder holds serve. Joe Tardif, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We've seen you kind of all over the place in the standings tonight. You were near the back. You moved to the middle. You led a couple of laps on the exchange. Here you are inside the top 5 with what looks like one more fuel run to go. 23 got a little something hidden that is going to put you in victory lane.
Yeah, I think I definitely got a car. I mean, this has just been momentum, man. If you get a good run, you take them. You may have one bad corner go from first to fifth. I definitely think I have something for the leaders. I saved a set on the first stage, so I still have 2 sets. So if we get a quick caution, I got more tires to burn still.
Well, there you heard it, folks. He's got a little bit of an advantage on tires if we can catch a caution at the right time. Well, you see you're doubled up here, man. We're going to let you get back to work. Good luck, and hopefully we talk to you after a while.
Thank you, sir.
Joe Tardif. They all got to get by the 39, and he has been tough all night long. Getting ready for this restart. We now have 22 cars on the lead lap, and Corey Goodall is 1 lap down. He will. Well, he may not be. We may have 23 because he's out in front of these guys, but they're ready to start, and he is going to be about half a lap, maybe a little less than half a lap behind.
Green flag, green flag.
Quickly into the start zone, and the green flag flies. Ledger side by side with Fielder. We will see the top line that Fielder likes to run has really been able to keep a lot of momentum. Not this time. Fielder almost gets it in the fence. He had to roll off the throttle a little bit, and he's going to fall from first to about fifth very, very quickly here. It's Ledger and Ward now for the lead. 3 wide behind that. That was Gallo that went to the bottom around Bostic and around Caron. They're still battling for the lead at the front. Fielder is just looking for a little clean air and maybe a sliver of light. Put that 39 car in. He wants the lead right back, and he pushes the 5 off into turn 1. Fielder off the bottom, and the 19 and the 5 come together right at the exit of the corner. Little bump drafting down this big bumpy backstretch, and they'll clear Fielder. And he'll fill the hole between Ledger and Tardif right there. Caron, 8th to 5th now, making passes. 35 laps to go. Corey Goodall in the 333 has taken the car to the garage. So we have 3 official retirees. Only car not on the lead lap right there, the 36 of Thomas Martin. And Martin is 3 laps down. But Zach Ward out front, in front of John Ledger, in front of Brandon Fielder, Joe Tardif, Will Caron, Wes Gallo, then Bostic, George Belk, and Stone back through 10th right now. 26 of Mormon around the high side. He's 11th. That's Daniel Green. Green started on the pole. He now runs in 12th. Ward and Ledger were lined up, and now Ward opens it up a couple of car lengths. And he is running all the way at the bottom. Ledger's running all the way at the top. That time, Fielder went through the middle just to keep clean air on the nose of the 39. Definitely wanted to stay in contention, and he's trying to dupe Ledger into moving to the middle to block so he can get to the outside. Tardif and Gallo trying to work by Will Caron here. Tardif's been in 4th. Caron now has the 5th spot. Gallo tried to get it back and just couldn't do it. There's Bryn George, and the 81 and the 45 are racing each other in the in-season tournament. And Ward is right in front of Fielder. So your in-season tournament drivers are within a couple of spots of one another right now. And now Caron trying to work the inside of the 23 of Tardif. He's been running the bottom anyway, so this will be nothing new to him to get down here and try to make up some ground. It's just that Tardif has Gallo pushing from behind. And that could cost Caron a spot. Instead of racing for 4th, he'll be racing to hang on to the 6th spot if he loses this to Wes Gallo right here. And he's able to slot in between and get a little push off the 7 car. Tardif up the hill. Car got loose. He got tapped. We may stay green, we may not. Tardif right front, heavy right front damage. He's going to continue. We do not go yellow. Oh, right front tire completely knocked off that car. You can see it flopping around. It is not turned, and I don't know. He may have to try to slow that thing down and get to the bottom of the racetrack down here. He got just a tiny bit loose. And Caron really didn't have time to react to it. When Tardif came up the hill, and he just bumped him. And now Caron 4th, Bostic, then Belk. So we go back to the top 3. Fielder had the position on a Ledger, and that run up the backstretch, he may be able to clear this time. And Ward really wanted to go down and pull the 19 right back alongside, but he did not want to give up that outside line that early on the straightaway and let Fielder get a run alongside getting into the corner. Oh, that time Fielder loose. I think Ward got loose as well. Ledger just took evasive action. Lost all the momentum, or he might have been able to go from 3rd to 1st. Car rolling on the bottom. That's the 07 of Gallo just coming out of the pits. So he broke it up, undercuts the field, and he will have to run the rest of this race, I believe, on what he has. We'll see how it goes. We're going to see pit stops get started here. Tristan Bass is already on pit road in that 78 car. Ward, Fielder, Ledger, 1, 2, 3. Caron is 4th in front of Bostic, then Belk. Here comes Bryn George. Here comes Bryn George onto pit road. Joe Tardif has been on and off pit road, and he lost a couple of laps, but they were able to get a wheel on the car and get him back out there. I think these guys have one reset. So a quick repair, and that keeps the drivers in the race. At least keeps them on the track. Jeffrey Belk, haven't talked much about him tonight in the 55. Solid run right now. He's in the 6th place. If they pit now, they're in the window to make it the rest of the way. There's Daniel Green. He was 11th when we checked on him last time. Now he's up to the 7th spot. He's got Stone behind him, then Mormon and Chabot in the top 10. Jeff Naren is right there as well. So far, no other takers on the pit road. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. George, Bass, and Tardif have all been to pit road. Zach Ward out front. And now he's running that top line, and Fielder has to find a new way around. And he didn't quite get there. Now he's got the side draft off of the 5 car. And we'll see if Ward can hang on, because Fielder has done it nearly every single time off the high side, and Ward just has too much momentum. Fielder is going to stay on that corner. Going to keep side drafting the 5 car. And now he may do the slider up across. Does Ward have enough room to get to the top and get back alongside? Yes, he does. And now he's side drafting off the right rear. Meanwhile, Wes Gallo, 4th on the racetrack, 19th in the running order, and he's trying to get a lap back from these guys as they go side by side again. And Leisure nearly got on the right rear corner. Almost got his nose to the outside there of the 39. Ward trying to break that draft. Went to the bottom of the track. And he pulls a couple of cars back in front of Wes Gallo. But Will Carin used a little momentum and a 2-wide draft to get back almost in striking distance of the 19 of Ledger. And he brought Ty Bostic in the 22 with him. So the top 5 all together here as we're going to get ready for pit stops pretty quickly. Think you can get it down close to 10 to go, but I don't know if that's what you want to do. You want to have as many laps as you can to try to use any tires you take, unless you plan on not taking tires, and then you want it as short as you can get it. Car coming off pit road. That was the 55 of Belk rolling out. Now Austin Combs is on pit road as well, so we're seeing the cycle start. Not going to pit this time out of the top handful. Daniel Green, the 99, out of 6th place. Be the first in the top 10 to pit. Jeff Naren. Is that who's right behind him? Or Duke Smith? Duke Smith. We saw Smith have problems earlier. Spun the car. Stayed on the lead lap. And he pitted out of about 11th right there. Now the top 5 interrupted by 1 lap car, and they are all nose to tail here as we fall beneath 20 to go. Hello, Samantha. Thanks for the smiley face. Who are you cheering for tonight? Still Zach Ward out front, Fielder, Ledger, as we got more cars headed for pit road. Greg Stone and Phil Beaver have both headed to pit lane right now. And Ledger right alongside Fielder that time. And he got a little toe off the 5 and still was not able to get position on that 39. Gallo's going to try to take the high side away here, and he's not going to get close enough to keep Fielder pinned down. That might have helped Ward out a lot. 11 cars still to pit before we reach the end of this thing. And that time Fielder lost some momentum mid-corner. Will Carent to the outside of John Ledger, and he is going to take third from Ledger for the moment. Still got a lap car in between them. Fielder and Carren now. Front and back of that 07 car. Logan Fager headed for pit road. That was 10th place. Watching the front, I know these guys can go a few laps longer, but I think you want to go in and get your tires and do your thing and try to make fresh tires work for you as long as you can anyway. You're going to lose some time if you don't and somebody gets in before you and undercuts you. That time Fielder with a bump of the fence. There goes Bostic out of the line. He'll head for pit road. He was 5th. He's going to try to get in. Get out and make use of the tires. Justin Moyer coming in behind that in the 11. Comes another one. Is that Thomas Martin? Yeah, Thomas Martin. 3 laps down, but headed for pit road now to make his last stop of the night. Well, I certainly hope so. Matt, I certainly hope so. 15 to go. Let's do something here. Let's get on board and watch. From the 39, that 5 car out in front. There's the 22 of Bostic coming out of pit road and up onto the backstretch. And I think we're about to see pit stops right here. Ward and Fielder down to the very bottom, and Ward waited till the last second the last time, and he does it again. Ward, Fielder, and Ledger all headed for pit road. That's going to put Naren out in front now. Chabot right behind that, and then Eric Olson a little ways back. Once he passes the cars on pit road, he'll be scored in third. So Naren and Chabot, we'll see how long these two decide to stay out. Zach Ward already in his box. Here comes Ledger to his. You can see Fielder right there as well. Down off the jack and away. They were almost simultaneous. And Ledger will follow them out. So in 1, 2, 3, out 1, 2, 3. And Chabot got around Naren right there while we were watching the exchange on pit road. And now Chandler Chabot out front. That is the 99 car of Daniel Green right in front of him. And here comes Naren to the inside. Chabot decided to stay up top. These two may be coming to pit road. They are not. They just changed the lead once again. Hoping for a caution. They can trap a bunch of these guys a lap down. .60 car. Right there. That's Philip Beaver. He's the first car not on the lead lap. 13th place. And we're bobbing and weaving down the backstretch to break the draft. Naren may be ready to go to pit road, and yes, he is. That's going to give Chabot the lead by himself. And the 19 of Ledger back on pit road. He had to have gotten a speeding penalty on the exit. Would be the only reason for him to come back. He stayed out as long as he could, waiting for a caution to try to clear that. And has not gotten it. But this time when we come around, Chabot and Olsen will be the only cars that have not pitted yet. No, they can't make it. Chabot and Olsen definitely can't make it. We were 34 or 36 laps when we took the green. There's no chance. We knew it would either be a splash and go or guys would have to break that up if they wanted to take tires and make use of them. Ward, Bostic, Fielder, Carr, and Gallo are the top 5 after we get through this. There comes Naren back onto the racetrack. Now here is second place Olsen. And you got to go almost all the way around the racetrack to find your leader, Zach Ward, once the pit stop cycle has ended. Here comes Chabot to pit road with 9 laps remaining, and Eric Olsen is also going to come in. So the last of the cars to pit, head for pit road. This will be your new leader, the 5 of Zach Ward. And he is just about 0.3 of a second ahead of the 22 of Ty Bostic. So with 9 to go, we have gone through green flag pit stop cycles. Chabot and Olsen, the last 2 to go in. They now will start to fall down through the field. Ward has the lead. Bostic second. Fielder is a distant third. Carrin, he is just about as distant in fourth. Wes Gallo in fifth. Mormon, Stone, Belk, Beaver, and Naren are the top 10. There's Chabot 11th. Bryn George is 12th. Duke Smith, Daniel Green, Tristan Bass, Justin Moyer, and Eric Olsen coming back out of the pits. Feger, Watts, Tardif, and Ledger after his pit road penalty. We still have 22 cars on the lead lap, and we're in single digits laps remaining. Zach Ward holding it between 3 and 4/10. Now the gap starts to shrink. Fielder started to close in on Bostic as well. Bostic to the bottom. Got another 0.5. And Ward is content to stay on the high side, keep his momentum, make these guys have to work off the bottom. I think going to the middle there really slowed him up a little bit. He waited for the car just a tick. And now it's about 3 car lengths. But Fielder is closing in as well. The next time by, we'll get the wave lap. It'll be 5 to go. I doubt it. I seriously doubt if he puts the bumper to him. He's going to get alongside here. That is going to make a big pocket of air for Fielder to get there. Now, who does he choose to run with? Is he going to push the 22 or is he going to try to push the 5 clear and then race the 5 car? Either way, he's got to pick one and then race them after. Now, we're 5 to go with Zach Ward to the front, but Bostic, man, he looked strong until the very exit of the corner right there. Looked like he might pull alongside. And if he doesn't protect the outside, Fielder is going to get there and force him into a bad situation. Up the hill, in between cars again. Bostic behind Ward and in front of Fielder. Fielder lost a little distance. There's Will Carrin back there. If it stays the way it is, we'll see Zach Ward and Will Carrin next week in the in-season tournament finale. Going head-to-head. But right now, only a couple of positions separate Two of the contenders in that, Zach Ward and Brandon Fielder. This thing's not over. About 3.5 to go, and Bostic got a run. He's not quite going to be able to clear, and that's going to give Fielder position to push the 5 just a little. This time Bostic may have enough of a run to clear Zach Ward. We'll see. He's going to have to wait on the car, and it's not going to materialize. They'll drag race it up the front stretch. Fielder's got to be licking his chops. He needs this from these guys so he can get right in here and get side by side with them. 3 to go. And now the battle's for second. Fielder around the top. Bostic around the bottom, and Bostic's going to be able to slip in between cars once again. He came up the hill. Ward pulled out. But Fielder got right to the bumper. Zach had to go back to the top and protect again. Up the front stretch, coming to 2 to go. 3 of them under a blanket for the win tonight. Ward through the middle this time, and he's going to try to pinch that exit off for the 22. And I think he got just enough. And now we'll snake down the backstretch. Ward was able to eke out a little bit of an advantage this time. Bostic drove it deep into 3 and 4, and he had to wait for the car, had to keep his foot off the throttle. So white flag comes out. Can Ward hang on? Here comes Fielder with a run. He's not going to go to the bottom. He knows that Bostic goes there, and he wants clean air. Bostic gets a good run from the center out. Fielder now going to take the momentum and try to go for second. Does he go way to the bottom and try to go for the win? He's going to have to do it right here if he's going to do anything, because Zach Ward has the field under control out of turn 4. And driver 5 is going to go to victory lane here tonight at Auto Club. Fielder second, Bostic, Caron, and Gallo the top 5. So Ward will advance. Caron will advance, and they'll go head-to-head next week in the finale of the in-season tournament. Mormon, Stone, Belk, Naren, Chabot. That's your top 10. Then Beaver, Smith, George Olson, Tristan Bass, Moyer, Green, Combs, Feger, Watts, Ledger, Tardif, and Thomas Martin, the last car on the racetrack. Goodall, Carrot Coffee, and Ward. Mark Ward. 26th in the final car. We'll see what they do here tonight. How many they're bringing around on the front stretch. It looks like we're bringing just enough. I am going to have to try to find a few of these guys. It's going to take me a second, folks. Bear with us. I think several of them are going to come out of this camp. I need to find Ty Bostic. Oh, there he is. Put him in that bunch. And then Fielder, Bostic, Caron, and Gallo. Got to find Wes Gallo in this sea of humanity. I don't know where Wes Gallo is. Oh, he made his own way in there. Good deal. So now let's try to talk to that driver. And we're not going to get to. car not on the racetrack. But we're going to get to talk to him anyway. So, Wes Galley, you got a copy?
I sure do. How goes it, buddy?
It goes all right, man. Top 5 here tonight at Auto Club, and it wasn't without some ups and downs.
It had a lot of ups and downs. Yeah, I'm astounded to be here talking to you. When the downs hit, I thought that was pretty much over, and shoot, here we are.
Yeah, it looked like everything kind of righted itself, and then via pit stops and a lot of different strategies, right back in the top 5. But you talked about momentum. It looked like that was the key. If you didn't have clean air, you were not going anywhere tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how well everyone else fared being able to pass on the bottom, but anytime I would try to go low to make any sort of move, I would either get loose or just a parachute. There was just no chance down those long straights.
Well, an awesome job nonetheless, man. A 5th place here tonight. Give me some shout-outs before we let you head out.
We're going to give some quick love to Zach for the win. Brandon, my teammate, almost pulled it out. He's got speed everywhere he goes. He's on a hell of a roll. Sponsors, we'll give some love to Weeg Designs, me, and then Equipment Geek. Give him a follow on Instagram. That's who I got on the car this week, and who I'm going to have a good bit, and we'll show some love to you.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Let's see if we can improve on this next week and have a little bit later in the show interview, all right?
I love it, and I'll just toss a little hi, Mom and Dad, at home.
All right. Wes Gallo, everybody, finishes 5th here tonight. We'll move on. Driver of the 81. He was in the in-season playoff. He is going to advance and be in the finale. William Curran through the field and more than once.
How's it going, Roger?
It's going pretty good, buddy. 4th place tonight. I know you were looking for more, but you did enough to advance yourself on that in-season playoff.
Yeah, night was a good night. I kind of messed up on the last 2 pit stops and kind of lost a little bit of track position, but I was just being conservative. And I just kind of lost that snip of the draft, and once I did that, I couldn't keep up with the top 3 anymore. They were committed to the top, and I was committed to the bottom. I wasn't quite ready to go up there just yet, and I didn't jump up there soon enough, and I lost that snip of the draft. So it looked like it was fun battling up there with those. They looked like they were having a good time. I wish I could have been a part of it, but hopefully it put on a good broadcast.
It was a good show. It looked like clean air was super key to getting things done, and if you could stay on that top line, you had a lot of momentum. So still a good run. It advances you in the in-season playoff, and 4th place can't really hurt you in the points too much.
No, not sure how that's going to shake out because I don't think Marty made the show tonight. I think he missed. So we've been flip-flopping back and forth for 4th place in the points the last several weeks. So I don't know if that leapfrogs me back in front of him or not. But all in all, good night. We'll take it. Move on next week. I think I go head-to-head with Zach, and so that should be good.
All right, man. Well, real quickly, give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate a 4th place.
Shout out to Tommy's Fire and Safety. Shout out to Moradness. Go get yourself some good merchandise for sim racing. You can save 10% with our promo code, which is RTP10. So if you're interested in getting in the sim and you need some gear, go check them out. They got a lot of nice stuff. And shout out to Mom and Dad and everybody else watching, and we'll do it again next week.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on that run. I'll see you back here next Thursday night.
10-4, appreciate it.
Will Cart, 4th place tonight. Now let's move on. Guy started up front, and he hung around the top 7, 8, 10 cars pretty much all night long. Had a good run towards the end. It just kind of fizzled, and he's going to come home 4th. Ty Bostic, interesting run tonight.
Yeah, that's a word for it, I guess.
Well, we try to pick at least a word. I mean, we may not have them all, but at least have one. How was it out there? It looked like a clean air. If you didn't have it, you weren't going anywhere.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, you could get clean air anywhere. That track's super wide. You can run about 4 or 5 different lanes, just depending on where the guy in front of you is running. So, I mean, you could get clean air depending on where you want to run on the track, just depending on where you're comfortable running. Obviously, most of the time people go all the way bottom, all the way top. So, I think if you weren't comfortable in one of those places, you might be a little sketchy here and there. But That way, like I said, the track's super wide, so you can get clean air. But that track's all about the draft. If you lose the draft, you're kind of out in no man's land. They're going to be going backwards in a hurry.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of guys did go forwards, go backwards. You were right in the thick of things early. How did you get shuffled so far back there after that first round of pit stops?
I was actually leading one of the stops, and I saw a fuel strategy I wanted to play, so I pitted from the lead and ended up dropping back a little bit, and a bunch of cautions came out, so it took a little bit of time to get back to the front after all those cautions. It just kind of slowly maneuvered my way back up forward. So I pitted from the lead at one point, trying to do a one-stop strategy on gas, and a bunch of cautions came out, so that kind of spoiled that strategy. So I just kind of played it out from there and got back on it in the normal strategy everybody else is on.
I kind of wanted you just to confirm what I was thinking, and I didn't want to say it before I knew for sure, but it kind of looked exactly like what you said. You tried to flip the strategy on these guys and undercut them, and the cautions kind of killed you. Still a third-place run.
Exactly.
We know we didn't see you, I guess, last week over at Indy, so coming back and getting a third-place run here.
I was on vacation last week.
Well, we got to do that every once in a while, but, racing are priorities. I just want to throw that out there, buddy.
That's right.
All right, man.
We'll
give me
that up with my wife, so I don't end up on the couch.
I will not do that, sir. I will refuse profusely to do that because I know how it goes with mine. But give me some shout-outs before I let you get out of here.
Yeah, shout out to you for coming on. I enjoyed watching the broadcast last week from the beach in Florida. I'm going to enjoy watching it again tomorrow, just kind of kicking back and checking out all the racing that was going on the track. Shout out to all my teammates. I always enjoy running with all the guys I run with and all the rest of the guys in the league. And shout out to all the guys that put on the league as a whole. It's always a lot of fun coming out here and running with these guys.
All right, man. Congrats on their run. I will look forward to seeing you back next week.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Ty Bostic, everybody, finishing in third. And now let's move on to the guy that finishes second here tonight. Man, you had the lead for a long time. It was hard for guys to pass you. But after that pit stop exchange, it looked like it was hard for you to get past these guys.
Yeah, with everyone running the outside, it's a little hard to pass, or it was a little hard to pass. Toward the end there with Zach, Ty, and myself, Zach and Ty were really fast on the bottom, and I know I wasn't. That's not where my line was. I knew I had to just stay consistent on the top, and I finally got by Ty. But it was too late to get by Zach. So, but overall, the 921 Toyota Camry was really, really fast tonight, and I couldn't be happier to come home with yet another second place finish. That's 2 in a row, so I can't be mad about that.
Yeah, it looked like, I was talking to the other guys, and the bumps down the backstretch, you had to kind of negotiate and navigate them to get set up for turn 3. And if you kind of missed that, it looked like a lot of people's momentum got broke through the entry, but a lot of guys were able to recoup that coming off the exit. Were you one of those guys that struggled with those bumps?
Not really. If I did, I didn't notice them. But I absolutely love Auto Club Motor Speedway. It is one of my favorite tracks on the circuit. I'm so sad that they don't race there, and that it got torn down in real life. It is a fantastic track. I absolutely adore this place.
Well, an awesome job nonetheless. Second place tonight. Some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here.
Sounds good. Yeah. Shout out my family for watching. My parents, my grandparents, my in-laws, my aunt and uncle out in Colorado. And then, shout out to 921 Mobile DJs. Shout out to Weeg Designs for painting the cow scheme. One of my personal favorite paint schemes that Wes has painted for me. And I'm very happy that I could bring it home to back-to-back second place finishes this year.
All right, man. Congrats on the run. We'll look forward to seeing you back here next Thursday night.
Yeah, sounds good.
Brandon Fielder, second tonight at Auto Club. And now we'll move on to the winner here tonight, the 5-car Zach Ward. He advances and will go to the final round of the in-season tournament, but he had to go to victory lane first. Great way to finish it. You really had to fight hard that last about 10 laps there.
Yeah, man, for sure. That was a blast racing Ty and Brandon there at the end. Just you cannot get away in these things. They're so draggy, and the draft, like the guy behind you could just suck right back up to you. So yeah, man, just trying to manage there at the end and not let anybody get to my right rear.
That's what it looked like. It looked like several times you had a notion to move and maybe try to cover that middle down the straightaway, and you thought better of it because some of these guys will fake you. They'll act like they're going to go there, then they just want to get to that outside, and you protected it pretty well. How many times did you have to look in the mirror just to find out where they were?
Oh man, once I took the lead with about 10 to go, I was pretty much mirror driving from there on out. Once I got by Ty in that cycle, I was kind of just trying to run the bottom to manage. I knew Brandon was going to get back to us just because he was up on the fence. But yeah, I mean, I was just trying to manage at least until Brandon got there, and then Ty came on really strong there. He found something on the bottom, but yeah, just trying to shut off the clean air anywhere that I could, and then once they did get side by side, I was trying to tow the guy that had less momentum. So whoever ran the top, I was trying to pull down and try to give the guy a little bit of draft that was on the bottom, try to keep him side by side. So yeah, just a lot of managing, trying to dirty the air for those guys behind me.
Well, you're going to get the win here, and hopefully that'll build you a little momentum. You got to go head-to-head with Karn next week. You're definitely going to need it.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's another tough one to beat. And he last year at Iowa, I think we're at Iowa next week. Last year at Iowa, he ran pretty well. Probably had a good shot to win that race. So he's definitely going to be tough to beat next week. But we'll go to work this week and we'll see what we got.
Awesome job, man. Give me some shout-outs, and we'll let you get out of here, celebrate, and start planning for Iowa next week.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Definitely just shout out to you. I can't wait to go back and watch this broadcast. Last week was awesome. We appreciate you jumping on with us kind of last minute. And, yeah, man, it's just been really good. Looking forward to what we could build here in the future. Shout out to my daughter. She turns 1 on Saturday, so we're excited about that. Love you, Hallie Mae. And then shout out Moradness for jumping on board with us this year. Really cool partnership. A lot of these guys already use the Moradness gear with the gloves and everything. So our champion's going to get a pair of custom gloves at the end of the season. So that's really awesome. And then, yeah, just shout out to Tommy's for putting on this in-season tournament. There's just the support that we've gotten in this league this year has been amazing, man. I cannot thank these people enough for jumping on board and, supporting a small cause and what we love to do.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. We'll look forward to seeing if you can take down the in-season tournament next week over at Iowa.
Appreciate it. You have a good one.
Zach Ward picking up the win here tonight at Auto Club. I'm so glad that they leagues around keep running this track because, we heard Ty and Brandon say that they really like this place, and it's sad that it's gone. But I can't tell you how much fun it is to race here on iRacing because they said it. You can run the bottom, you can run the top. Some guys are able to really work the middle very well, and it makes for great racing because you can be 3 wide, and no chance you're going to touch each other unless somebody makes a mistake. So it really makes for great racing. I hope everybody continues to put this on the schedule as time goes by. But these guys had a great race here tonight. Awesome job by everybody. Be sure that you check out Moradness and use that code RTP10 to go get you some sim racing gear, especially if you're a sim racer. Everybody likes gloves and different things, so go over there and check them out. I want to thank all of you guys for being here. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. Without all the awesome leagues that give us great racing on a nightly basis on this network, can't say enough about all the racing that goes on here every single week. There's nothing for us to cover, nothing to bring to you, so a high five and a pat on the back to everybody, both sides of the coin there. Till we see you again, peace and love to you all. Keep the rough side facing down at all times, and come back and see us as soon as